for good posture? What was the first one he had?
Functional.
Was that the first one?
No, it's not standing.
Comfortable. Huh? So the first one, we was really putting a lot of emphasis on it needs to be comfortable for you. Huh? So not for anyone else, but for you, for your structure, for your thing. Yeah. And then how did he define? How was it functional? How did he define function? That was yeah, that you could do that. And he also before that you could do the things you wanted to do. Yeah? Yeah. So he sort of gave that description of the older person being able to move forward. So how do these two tie together, this function and comfort, before we get on to the 6 directions? So if you all become old people for a minute. And is that what they do? So find what you think an old person does. Can you breathe there? Huh? No? Can you find a way to do that where you could breathe? What would you need to do to get into that position and breathe? And as he said, you know, they've got this ankylosed spine that can't move, and so you had to adjust yourself a little bit to find that you can breathe. Yeah. So from this, your idea of comfort at the moment, could you move a little bit forward and back? Is it possible to move a little bit forward and back there without holding your breath? Just rock first before you start moving, because most of you are already holding your breath. So just can you shift your weight a little bit forward and back? Can you shift your weight a little bit left and right? Can you make yourself a little bit smaller, or a little bit, you know, go a little bit up and down where you are? So just find those easy breathing, and that I can move a little bit forward and back, a little bit up and down, a little bit side to side, and pause for a moment. Does that feel more comfortable for you than the position you were originally in? No? So now that you've got all of those 6 directions, just go for a little walk there. And just feel, could that be a possibility for comfort? Okay, so let's try another one. Why this is so incredibly important, this talk, is that so many of us have constructed an idea that we have to be straight, and most of all, that we have to be symmetrical in our structure. And what we're working with is people, no matter what their structure is, but if we're looking for comfort, if we're looking for a pleasant sensation, if we're looking for this ability to shift, to be able to do all of this, doesn't matter what they're doing, they're going to be able to do what they want more easily. Okay, so now stay where you are. Just be you. Okay. And just feel with where your neutral is. How easy is it to go a little bit forward and back? And really feel that you're not holding your breath. So it's just a little rock, a little bit left and right. So don't lift your feet yet. Just see what can you find within your base of support. Can you go a little bit down or up without having to hold your breath? And then just come back to your neutral after just organising. And are you standing in a slightly different place or not? Can you go back to where you had been before you did that? So what were you doing differently? What were you holding up? So one of the things he's getting across there when he's saying, you know, because you've got to look at what he's organising, not just what he's saying. So if I stand like this, like a soldier, but I'm comfortable here, so my breathing's easy, can I move around there? Can I still go a little bit forward and back if my breathing's easy? How easy, if I'm looking for comfort, is it to lift my centre of gravity a little bit and take a step? Okay, so now let's come back to what he was demonstrating. What was he doing to show posted as a soldier? So posted for him means I'm holding myself in a position. It's not just that I'm in a position, I'm holding myself in a position that someone's told me I have to be in, or I think I have to be in. So how much can you move forward and back and now? If you've really is it possible? Can you feel how hard it's going to be to raise your centre of gravity? To move one leg, because you're already at your full height. You've got nowhere to go. You can't go any higher. No? So what could you do just to let it be more comfortable? And feel then, have you got a few more options? So it's this idea that you're always tying the comfort, which is absolutely individual, depending on the person's structure and their history, in with this more abstract idea of, can I move in all of these cardinal directions? So as you're standing now, could you put yourself up to your full height, as tall as you can go? What's happened to your breathing? And then just let yourself back down a little bit, where you've still got room to go up a little bit. And from that place, go for a walk and see how easy is it to shift your weight there. Okay, come back to your standing again. We're just going to give a few more examples. So now what happens if you're standing and you go forward and you go as far forward as you can without falling over? Huh? Some people live their lives here. Huh? What's happened to your breathing? And feel you're now at the point where you've got nowhere to go. And the thing is, once you're at the end range, one point, you've taken out all the other ones as well, because can you feel there it's really difficult to go up or down? Huh? And then just back off a little bit. Feel what happened to your breathing. And feel now you've still got the ability to go forward and back. So even this neutral that he's talking about, this idea that you don't have to reorganise yourself to change direction, as we get more organised, it becomes a bigger place that we can move from. There's a bigger area that we can change our direction without having to do any preliminary organisation. Does that help clarify it a little bit? No? So have a little walk. And then could you, just for a couple of minutes, just get together in your first group and just talk about what you thought about that talk, what you found interesting, what you sort of thought, well, don't know, I don't have an experience of that yet. That's still not really clear for me. And maybe the partners in your group will be able to work out a way for you to have an experience of it.